Hello, and welcome to the video for decimal division. Here we're going to cover dividing decimals by decimals, and we're also going to cover special cases. So when decimals are divided by a power of 10 and a power of 0.1, 1/10. So in this first one we have 2.25 divided by 0.9. So let's look at the process for division. So the first thing we're going to do is set up long division. So we're going to get 2.25 divided by 0.9. So the next thing I need to do is move the decimal. So I'm going to start on the outside. I'm going to make it a whole number. And then on the inside, I need to move it the same number of spaces. So one space on the outside, one space on the inside. So the same distance. Now I can start dividing. I'll put my decimal up top, that way I know where it's at. So I have 9 divided by 22. 9 goes into 22 twice for a total of 18. Borrow here, 1, 12. 0, 12 minus 4, 12 minus 8 is 4. Drop my 5. I get 45. 9 goes into 45 5 times. And that's my answer, 2.5. So remember, move your decimal to make the outside number whole, and move it the same number of spaces or the same distance on the inside. Letter B is 8.99 divided by 0.62. We're going to use the same steps as above. It's the same process, same steps. So here I have 8.99 divided by 0.62. And I've got to move my decimal. So I've got to make 0.62 a whole number, so I make it 62. I had to move it 2 spaces on the outside, so I'm going to move it 2 spaces on the inside. Now I can divide. 62 goes into 89 one time. Ooh, that was a terrible one. One time. So 1 times 62 is 62. I subtract them. 9 minus 2 is 7. 8 minus 2 is 2. I drop my 9 down. 62 goes into 279 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 6 is 24. Subtract again. I have 3 and 1. 62 can't go into 31, but I can add a 0 to the end of my decimal number. Now I have 310, and that works out because 5 times 6 is 30. So it goes in 5 times. So 5 times 2 is 10. Carry my 1, and 5 times 6 is 30, plus 1 is 1. So that turns out to be 0. So my answer is 14.5. Very good. So just line up your decimals. Remember this little trick, you can add zeros whenever you need to. If needed. And sometimes you'll need to, and that's okay. Okay, down here, I've got 76.7 divided by 10. This, or divided by 1,000, excuse me. 1,000 is again a power of 10. So when we were multiplying by a power of 10, we counted the decimal and we moved it right. But since we're dividing by a power of 10, we're going to have to move it the other direction. So we're going to count our decimals and we're going to move left this time. Or not count the decimals, count our zeros, excuse me. So we're going to count our zeros and move left. So I have 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3. We're going to go 3 spaces left. So 1, 2, 3, and then I have 76.7. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm out of spaces, so I'm going to add a 0, and my answer will be 0.0767. We needed to add a 0. My next example is D. It's 9.5 divided by 0.001. This is a power of 0.1. So here we're going to count the decimal digits like we did in multiplication. And then we're going to move right. Move the decimal right. So here I have 1, 2, 3 decimal digits. So I'm going to go 3 spaces right. So I write 9.5 down. I need to move 3 spaces right. So 1, 2, 3. And add zeros. So my answer is 9,500. So remember, perform regular long division, add zeros when necessary, follow your special cases.